In early February 2025, a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports, including those from Canada, was announced, effective March 12. This decision has elicited strong reactions from Canadian officials, businesses, and the public, reflecting deep concerns over the potential economic and diplomatic repercussions. Beyond Canada's reaction and rejection of this decision, American industry leaders, economists, and policymakers have also expressed concern, warning of its potential negative impact on the U.S. economy. Why steel and aluminum? These materials are fundamental to automobile manufacturing. On average, a vehicle contains 900 to 1,500 pounds of steel and 250 pounds of aluminum, used in everything from body panels to engine blocks. Canada, as the largest supplier of these materials to the U.S., accounts for over 50% of aluminum and 17% of steel imports. With a 25% tariff, production costs for automakers have skyrocketed. Estimates suggest that the tariffs alone add between $800 to $3,000 to the cost of producing a single vehicle, depending on the model and the materials used. Industry-wide, this translates to an estimated $22.4 billion increase in costs for U.S. car manufacturers. Ford, for example, reported that these tariffs increased its manufacturing costs by $1 billion annually, leading to price hikes on some of its most popular models. Similarly, GM and Stellantis have cited cost pressures as a reason for reducing production in certain plants and shifting some operations abroad. The North American auto industry is deeply interconnected, with raw materials, parts, and even partially assembled vehicles crossing the US-Canada border multiple times before final assembly. A typical car might have an engine block cast in Canada, shipped to the United States for machining, sent back to Canada for additional components, and then returned to the United States for final assembly. Tariffs disrupt this flow in several ways. Increased border costs mean automakers face higher administrative and compliance costs as shipments are taxed multiple times. Production delays occur as companies must seek alternative suppliers, often at higher prices, leading to disruptions in just-in-time manufacturing. Investment uncertainty arises as manufacturers hesitate to invest in new production facilities due to fluctuating trade policies. Before the tariffs, the United States imported $31.2 billion worth of passenger vehicles from Canada annually, making Canada its largest automotive trade partner. Now, with higher costs and trade tensions, some automakers are shifting sourcing strategies, which could lead to job losses in United States auto plants. But it's not just consumers who are feeling the pinch. The tariffs have also impacted the job market. The Center for Automotive Research estimates that the tariffs have put up to 45,000 U.S. auto jobs at risk, as manufacturers scale back production to absorb rising costs. The tariffs have sparked a surge in Canadian patriotism and a re-evaluation of cross-border relations. Many Canadians are canceling trips to the United States, frustrated by remarks about Canada potentially becoming the 51st state. Travel consultant Mackenzie McMillan observed a significant drop in new travel requests to the U.S., attributing it largely to political tensions. This decline in travel could have economic repercussions for U.S. businesses, with potential losses estimated at $2.1 billion and 14,000 American jobs if Canadian travel decreases by 10%. Key Canadian political figures have been vocal in their opposition to the proposed tariffs, characterizing them as a betrayal and an act of economic warfare. They have emphasized the profound impact these tariffs could have on the Canadian economy and vowed a forceful response. One figure has suggested targeting specific U.S. industries with retaliatory tariffs, including a 100% tariff on Tesla vehicles, and has advocated for surgical retaliatory measures aimed at stakeholders important to the administration. These remarks underline a commitment to implementing targeted reciprocal measures to counter what is seen as an unjust economic attack. Another political leader has characterized the tariffs as an unprecedented trade war and emphasized the urgency of protecting Canadian workers and jobs. He has also proposed cutting off the supply of critical minerals to the United States and has outlined a Canada First agenda, including increasing military spending and reducing economic reliance on the United States. Tesla's presence in the Canadian automotive market has grown significantly in recent years. While there have been fluctuations in sales figures, reflecting economic factors and supply chain dynamics, Tesla has generally seen growth in sales volume. However, recent data suggests a significant drop in Tesla sales, potentially influenced by the tensions between the US and Canada. Other factors, such as changes in rebate programs and Tesla price increases, may also have contributed to this decline. The economic relationship between the US and Canada stands as one of the most significant and mutually advantageous trade partnerships globally. The two countries not only share the longest international land border but also operate an interconnected economy underpinned by a strong trade framework. Data from the Office of the United States Trade Representative indicates that the overall bilateral exchange in goods and services between the nations reached roughly $1.2 trillion in 2024. The U.S. has a trade deficit with Canada primarily due to energy imports. Canada is the largest export destination for the United States, while the U.S. absorbs a substantial portion of Canada's exports. Unlike other U.S. trade relationships, this one is more evenly balanced and reciprocal. The USMCA has bolstered the integration of North American markets. Over 2 million U.S. jobs rely on trade with Canada. Trade between the United States and Canada spans a wide array of industries, reflecting the highly diversified nature of the relationship. Among the most critical sectors are energy, automotive, agriculture, metals and minerals, machinery, and technology. Energy is a crucial element, with Canada serving as the largest foreign source of crude oil, natural gas, and electricity for the United States. Disruptions in energy trade could lead to severe energy shortages and price surges in the U.S. The automotive sector is another cornerstone, with auto parts and vehicle assembly intricately linked across the border. Disruptions in this sector could drastically affect vehicle production costs and consumer prices. The U.S. also relies heavily on Canada for raw materials, including essential minerals. Disruptions could lead to material shortages and heightened production costs. Agriculture represents another major interdependent sector, ensuring food security and price stability in both nations. Disruptions in this trade flow would directly impact grocery prices and food availability for American consumers. The economic bonds between Canada and the U.S. are not merely advantageous, they are critical. The U.S. is deeply dependent on Canadian imports in several vital sectors. The two economies operate as one of the most integrated trade partnerships globally, and any interruptions could have severe repercussions for U.S. industries, workers, and consumers. The U.S. cannot risk undermining this relationship. Even though the U.S. economy is larger overall, its supply chains, energy security, and industrial base remain heavily reliant on Canada, making this trade partnership indispensable to American economic stability. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.